The Cats are headed to the Big Apple to take on Ohio State in Madison Square Garden, a game that it's going to be somewhat – I think this game's going to be weird, Carson, in the fact that they just got, hammered by Auburn. We got players that might play, might not play. We don't know. A lot of fun things to break down about this matchup with Ohio State, and we're going to do that on today's episode of the Wildcats Today podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, writer over at Kentucky Wildcats on SI, joined by Carson Nash, the GOAT, the one and only, to talk a little round ball about Ohio State, one of our least favorite states. Carson, what are your initial thoughts on this game, and do you think Aaron Bradshaw plays?
My biggest thoughts on this game are Ohio State fans even going to pay attention to this game? I mean, they have a playoff game the same day. I mean, they are – do they play on Saturday?
I don't know. I was getting ready to say, I have no idea. We don't, so I don't care. All right, I'm just kidding. I would love to care, but Mark Stoops is.
I'm pretty sure they do play on Saturday. I could.
They
be wrong.
do. The 21st, is that? Yes. No, they play at 8:00 against Tennessee. Man, who were there? Because I hate the Big Ten, but I hate Tennessee. So it's like
that's a game that you just.
If it was in a room with Toby, I'd shoot Toby twice. That's kind of where we're at on this game. Any Office fans that know that, we're big Office guys here.
That's a great one.
But does Aaron Bradshaw play, Carson? Give me some thoughts.
I actually do believe he will play on Saturday. He's back cleared with the team. I think it's been long enough to get him back in kind of that mode again. I think he'll play, maybe sparingly, but I think he will play a little bit on Saturday against his former team. For me, this isn't based off of any knowledge or anything. I just view it as you're playing your former team. You probably want to go out there and play against them, in my opinion. Plus, you're cleared again. Whatever issue was going on seems to be resolved. So I hope that Aaron plays because I know you are as well. I'm a big fan of Aaron Bradshaw as a person. As long as what's going on isn't true, which, I mean, there's a lot of hearsay nowadays.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I really, partially because I don't care because he doesn't play for us. I don't really know what I know what he's supposed to have done. I don't know if we're not. That's not gonna be something that we're gonna sit here.
No, we're not.
You're right. No, you're right, Carson. In today's day, we have no idea the story.
There's two sides to every story. You're gonna get a different one each time you ask someone different. So, we're not gonna hang up on that.
He's a good dude.
Like him.
I've met him.
Yeah,
I'd like
at
to
UK. He seemed like a great person. So that's what I'm judging this off of. But yeah, I do think he plays. Now, I don't know if he would want to play against Amari Williams, but I think he does play. And then
the game after.
Yeah,
he's
and
like,
then
I'm good, thanks.
Then you got Michi Johnson, who's also he's going to be out. Which
sounds like he's got some family stuff going on. Really wishing the best for him, which is hard. Despite everything he's done to us over the last 2 years, he seems like a good young man. It sounds like family issues. So really thoughts and prayers with Michi Johnson with whatever's going on with him. But yeah, I don't believe he'll be out there on Saturday,
which is great for us. But yes, once again,
he scored in his last two matchups against Kentucky. He scored 14 and 26 points respectively, and he's 2-0 in those two games. Yeah. So, not happy that he's going through some struggles. Obviously, wish the best for him, but it's good for Kentucky. He's not going to be out there because he has hurt us of late. So, best of luck to him and his family with whatever's going on there. But, Aaron Bradshaw, I just don't think he's very good. I'm just going to say it. I don't think him being out there, I think that even if he has his, screw you, Kentucky, it's going to be like 8 points. Like, I just don't think he's very good. I don't.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I think he's a bust, and that happens, and hate that for him, but I just think that's the reality. So I don't think that he should be a big – obviously, it's a storyline because he used to play here, but I just don't think even if he plays, he's going to be that big of a deal. Once again, no disrespect, but he's still quite – skinny. Amari Williams will give him a hip check and he'd fly. I I don't think that he can have that much of an effect in this game, in all honesty.
You know who might be a big deal, though, is
Who?
Devin Royal, the leading scorer for the Buckeyes. He's a 6'6". They list him as a forward. I don't really think he's much. I mean, he can't – when you're listed as a forward at 6'6", all that's pretty much saying is that guy cannot shoot. That's what they're saying, which is kind of foul, but that's what they're saying. So he's not the best.
What just got me? That guy cannot shoot. That got me. That was great.
So he's really good around the rim, but his 3-point shooting percentage, I think you could probably – I wouldn't say leave him, but definitely sag off and be okay.
But what did you say it was? You told me before we started it's like 22% or something?
Yeah, it's this season so far it's at 21.1%. And last season was at a very big mark at 15%. So got to look out for that one. So
that's what you call let him make one before you start guarding him. I think we can. If he makes 1 3, we'll be all right. You know, seriously, I'd leave him open and go.
No, I agree.
If he wants to shoot it, shoot it. If he makes one, start guarding him.
That takes care of the getting beat off the dribble. I mean,
I wouldn't let him make 4 before I start guarding him.
Yeah, definitely.
One, I'd put a hand in his face.
Well, when he made 4 all season so far, I feel like
he also leads the team in rebounding.
Yeah, no, he's a glue guy for sure. Yeah, he's their best player, but definitely can't shoot. So I would leave him.
I'm more worried about Bruce Thornton. Just looking at the film on him. I mean, it's always scary to see 48.7% from 3. 52.5% from the field. He's averaging 14.8 points per contest. So he's right there with Royal. He's not far off with the score. And this is on, I mean, here's just 3-pointers, 3-point attempts on the season. 3, 4, 2, 1, 5, 7, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4. So it's not like it's 8 attempts a game, but he's shooting 50%, near 50% on, I'm not going to sit here and do the math on that, but it's got to be around 3.5 attempts per game or something.
Yeah, him and Mobley Jr. are very, very both of them I would tab as sharpshooters. Yeah. Mobley's shooting 53% on high amounts, and then Thornton's shooting just barely under 50 on a lot of shots taken as well.
Yeah, here's Mobley's attempts in the last of this season: 4, 4, 7, 4, 8, 5, 5, 6, 2, 5, 6, and he's shooting almost 50%.
So they have their own sort of Kobe Bryant.
They do. So that's legit. You can't knock that. That's serious volume there. That kid can shoot. Make sure you're glued to him and keeping a hand on him because he'll make them.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say, Andrew, is that Thornton kid, he kind of reminds me of Hunter from Clemson, where he took a lot of shots, made a bunch of them, but I thought we defended him pretty well. And I think we could kind of do the similar to that game for Thornton because he reminds me a lot of Hunter. And I just feel like this team, the guys that give this team problems are guys that get to the rim real easily. So Royal's the guy I'm definitely keeping tabs on because I think our 3-point defense outside Louisville, they made a lot of them, but I don't think a lot of them were high quality looks.
They were getting a lot of screen looks. And there was a lot going on there, which is part of basketball.
I thought our 3-point defense has been pretty good this season so far. So I'm not super worried about those guys because I know Pope's going to definitely be keeping tabs on them. You won't have to worry about the goalkeeper. Why aren't we defending this guy?
Didn't know he could shoot. Well, he's only attempted 2-pointers all year. Oh, well, probably should have looked at that before the game started.
Yeah.
Darn.
Oh, sorry, well. Banked in his 10th 3. But Royal, Thornton, and Mobley, if you keep those 3 in check, I have a really good feeling about this game.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. And once again, I like to think that y'all that listen to us here often have picked up that I'm generally more of the Debbie Downer, and I'm not too concerned about this game, Carson. I mean, I watched them get absolutely torn to shreds by Auburn. Auburn's a damn good basketball team.
What did you see from that game that you think Kentucky could capitalize on?
I mean, you pull up and, you pull up the numbers. I mean, part of it's Johni Broome, and I mean, he's really good. Or Johnny Broome, as Carson likes to always say.
Johnny.
But I mean, that was really the bulk of it. Johni Broome. Auburn also shot 13 of 30 from 3. That'll help. Ohio State shot 35% from the field. I mean, Auburn's a great defensive team as well, but I mean, it was just Jani Barum was pretty dominant down low. He had 21 and 20 in that game.
Well, see, that's my thing. Here's my thing with Ohio State is there is nobody on this team that could even like get close to matching up with Amari Williams. Like, I mean, there's nobody. I don't see anybody. We saw Aaron Bradshaw against big guys last year. I mean, it was barbecue chicken when he got down there with those other guys.
Yeah.
Amari Williams should have 20 and 10 this game. Just looking based off the bus alone. I look for Amari to absolutely dominate this game.
I tell you what, that would be really refreshing for me to see. What I would love to see is Amari, before there's 4 minutes left in the game, go, oh, yeah, I'm 7-1, and I can kind of just go around the rim and lay it in and dunk and stuff. He seems to realize that when there's like 5 minutes left in the game.
He does do that.
And it's like you're allowed to do it the whole time. The whole game, whenever you want, pal. I'd like to see a game where just Amari goes and gets our first 6 to 10 points for us. And he, you know what I mean? Just because, I mean, he's good around the rim. I think he tries to get too cute. There is no reason to get cute when you're 7'1" and 265 pounds of brick crap house muscle. Okay. There's no reason to spin move and no. Let's just push, dunk, layup. I'd love to see him do that because it's not a lack of physicality. It's like
what's beast mode say?
Run through of Pal's face.
Yeah, do that.
A naysayer's face.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you just beast mode. That's a good pull there. They keep coming, and you just got to run through face. That's great. If you haven't looked that up, just look up.
You gotta watch it.
Marshawn Lynch, run through your face or whatever. It's pretty great. There's an explicit term that we're not going to throw here in this podcast. We like to keep it to like, smaller curse words. Like, we're not going to go to the full on any F bombs here. None here,
nope.
Friends.
Nope.
But I'd like to see, like you said, Carson, I think this is a great opportunity for Amari to have a big game. Broom dominated against Ohio State. Now he's been dominating against everybody, but that's, a player that I would like to see have a good game against Ohio State. Let's see who played well for Texas A&M against Ohio State. Because as you all know, Wade Taylor on 2 of 17 shooting. Just kidding. Sorry. That was a little much. But like Henry Coleman, Henry Coleman is there kind of like a Du Thiero type of player. 6'8".
Yeah, Henry Coleman's an undersized big, but he's a tank.
But he had 4-6, 12 point. I think that bigger guys can do well against this Ohio State team. So I'd really like to see Amari have a good game, Carr have a good game. I think that would be helpful in this contest.
100%. Because, I mean, you've gone a couple games in a row with guys. I mean, Louisville wasn't necessarily a tough inside game, but like Shefflin at Clemson, that's a physical game. Him and Victor, I think, is the big guy for Clemson. But both those guys were huge. So coming off of games like that, and then Gonzaga, the same thing, EK and their paint presence, it would be nice to see Amari come out and kind of dominate a team that doesn't really have the size that we do.
Yeah, I completely agree. So, I mean, I'd like to see him continue to get more dominant down low, because in the SEC, this is a league of physicality, and this is a league of your bigs got to show up and play. There ain't no feathering around. You got to get low, and you got to get rebounds, and you got to dunk, and you got to push, and you got to shove, and you got to fight, and you got to bleed if you want to win in this at the SEC, especially this season. That's an always thing, and it means even more, as they say. It means more this year. So, Amari Williams needs to do that, because he's going to have to once SEC plays.
Well, one thing I'm looking for too, just for the rest of the season, I think it could raise our ceiling even more than it already is right now, is that paint presence from either Amari or Brandon Garrison, where you can get easy buckets. I know we have that from Andrew Carr. We've seen him do it against Gonzaga and against Duke. But those guys being able to score is huge because that just then opens up Kobe Brea. It opens up Jackson Robinson, Lamont Butler. Like all these guys are getting better looks because you can trust your bigs to get a bucket.
So and it's also, if you're a team, you want every player to be good at every aspect of the game. That just makes you better. You want Amari and Brandon to get better at scoring down low. You don't just want Carr to be good at it. You want all of your dudes to be good at it. You want all of your guards to be able to shoot the ball and pass. You know what I mean? You want everybody to be able to do everything so that your team's not one-dimensional. And that's what makes this team right now so special. And if those little things improve, this team gets even better. And that's one thing that I think makes Kentucky so good, Carson. It's something we've talked about, but now it's become a real trend, and we're 11 games into the season, but you can't game plan for one person. There's a lot of teams you can game plan for one person. You can't game plan for one person with this.
Well, here's my thing too. Like, could you imagine if you could put Brandon or Amari on a block and just say, go get a bucket? Yeah. I mean, that absolutely changes our team. Like just from there alone, because both those guys are in the top 20 on the Evan Maya's best passers, best big men, or is it just passers in general, analytically. So with them being able to get a bucket on their own, just think about the times where two people are going to have to collapse on them and boom,
someone's open.
Yeah, we're moving the ball around. We're looking like the Globetrotters.
Yeah. So, this is interesting. Do you know who our most valuable player is based on Evan Maya's stats? I just got to write about this today. You have a guess?
My guess, I would probably say Amari Williams.
It is Amari Williams. I was surprised by it. The reason being, I thought that Lamont being a little bit better on the offense while also being
that was my second guess.
As a defender, I figured to be Lamont. And I mean, he was. Let me pull up my article. I already forget our top.
Well, Amari statistically, the only reason I guess that is because statistically he's the best rebounder in college basketball.
He is. Right? Yes, he is. So it's Amari Williams is the best, our best. Lamont's number 2, made sense. Andrew Carr, Otega Owe, Jackson Robinson, Kobe Brea, Kerr, Garrison, Colin Chandler, Ainsley Almanor are the top 10 of our most valuable players when it comes to their offense, what they bring on offense, what they bring on defense combined. So I found that to be quite interesting. Knowing I figured it would be Lamont. I honestly thought Otega. I know that they value his rebounding a lot. Amari's. I thought it would be like Lamont, Otega, then Amari, just because once again Otega scores and he's a good defender.
Yeah.
But the analytics love Amari Williams, and I get it. I mean, that's why the analytics love him. Imagine if he starts saying, "Damn it, I'm going to score around the rim."
Dunk the ball.
He'll be one of the best players in college basketball. So
seriously,
I'd love to see him get more physical down there and start dunking the ball and turn around and lay it in, and no more of the little finessey dribble, throw it off your leg out of bounds, or trick a layup. Just lay it in, dunk it. You're 7-1.
Lay your shoulder into Aaron Bradshaw's chest, and dunk it on him.
Yeah, it's really all you got to do there. So, Carson, give me a score prediction and an MVP for this ballgame.
Yeah, we're playing in Madison Square Garden, so there's been a couple Kentucky moments that I remember.
Rupp Arena North.
Yeah, Rupp Arena North. There'll be a lot of Cats fans there. I've already heard that people are traveling for that, so that'll be exciting. So everyone, if y'all are traveling, have safe travels, have some fun.
Have a good time.
But I've got the Cats. I don't think we hit the century mark. I think we win 92-75.
I am MVP. Who you got?
MVP is I'm calling it. I'm Amari Williams. I think Amari Williams he didn't play much against Louisville. I think the body language thing after the game with Pope noticed it and everything. I think that's going to be fixed. I think Amari comes out as a new player on Saturday, and I think he kicks some ass.
Yeah. I think Kentucky wins this game 89-62. I think we're going to steamroll them. I think they're really bad. I think they're down a great guard. I think Aaron Bradshaw playing makes them worse. I don't think they're a good basketball team. They have 4 losses.
You haven't beat them more than I do by a lot.
I know. And this is going to be our real blowout. I mean, I don't think they're good. Their wins are over a Texas team to open up the season. Okay, a lot of teams win games like that. Cool, good win for them. Youngstown State lose to
I don't think they beat
A&M.
Texas right now.
I don't either. They lost to Pitt, solid basketball team. They lost to Maryland 83-59, which is pretty much what I just predicted for Kentucky, not Maryland. They lost to Auburn by about 450. And so I think Kentucky wins in a I think they win this game by 15 plus. I think that we're playing good ball right now. I think that the morale's low up in Ohio State, and the morale from the fan base is very much elsewhere, and that's because it should be in Columbus this weekend.
Yeah.
So now Carson, are you rooting for Ohio State there?
If I had to pick one, gosh, this is just.
I said, are you rooting for? I'm not. You're saying who?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm picking to root for. This is a sucky question.
Because I hate.
I would pick the Buckeyes.
Yeah, to root.
I would pick the Buckeyes. It's probably not even close, actually. I have some family that are Ohio State fans.
But also Cade's an Ohio State fan. He's the worst. So
yeah, but every single Tennessee fan is terrible.
I know, but I do not like Ohio State, Carson. I don't like them.
You don't like them, but I despise Tennessee.
That's my thing too, but it's like you got to be like, it's the band.
Can you imagine their fans if they go up there and beat them?
Well, no, you're right.
Can you imagine? They'll act like they won the playoff.
They're also number one in basketball right now too, so it's not like they're bad in basketball. And
let's talk about that. They have no top 40 wins, so let's.
They're overrated. I'm just saying they really don't have a ton of room to talk right now. We'll beat their.
No, I know we don't. But when
what I'm saying is, I hate them both, but I'd probably pick. Gosh, that's hard. It's like because I like to root for the SEC, but I don't want to. But it's like, why does it have to be Tennessee?
I'm not rooting for Tennessee. I will die by it. I will never root for Tennessee.
I'll root for Texas and Georgia then, and we'll.
Yeah. Everybody else in the SEC. Let's go. I'm a big fan.
Fair enough. My MVP for this game, I think Andrew Carr is going to have a big game.
See, that's a good pick because he's going to dominate.
This is the game that's set up for him. They're not great down there. He's just a magician around the rim. I think Carr scores 16 plus in this game, gives you 8 boards.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised to go small on Saturday. See some of that lineup because they don't have much size. If you go small, you could run them out of the gym.
I have no complaints about I have no complaints about what Mark Pope has done 11 games in the year. I wish we could have seen a little bit more of that lineup. Just out of curiosity reasons. It's not like just out of curiosity's reasons. I would have liked to have seen that lineup.
But he doesn't. He can't. He has a hard time taking Amari off because he is the most valuable player on the team.
Exactly. So it's tough. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's tough. So that's interesting.
And see, that also piggybacks on why I think BG's playing time last game was solely based off of the rivalry and not anything else.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you on that. 5-second thoughts on Zach Calzada.
Yeah, see, I knew this was coming. Here's my thing. I struggle with this because you had Malik Murphy on campus, and you had Malik Murphy on campus, and you let him walk away.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, Malik Murphy is going to be a draft prospect, probably in the top 3 rounds.
That was a warranted crash out, people. Just trust me.
Yeah. I'm never gonna get mad at a player or like call a player bad. Like I'm not gonna trash him. I mean, he's one of ours. So I'm rooting for the guy. I hope he's the best transfer quarterback since Joe Burrow. But for me, playing, how many years is he's been? Okay, well, this is a fun stat for everyone. So his first year in college, guess whose team it was with Kentucky basketball? Guess whose year it was when his first year in college?
Would that have been 2020, like Isaiah Jackson in them? There's no way it was 19. It was 2019 or 2018. How's that possible?
Tyler Hero.
How's that? We were in high school.
I know.
We're 2 years out of college.
I know.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
I have to physically see this. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, how?
I saw it today, unless the person that said it was completely lying.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Because he went to A&M.
Class
He was
of
at
2019.
A&M.
So he was in our high school. He graduated high school when we graduated high school. And we are 2 years out of
19. Yeah, 2018, 2019. That was the year that Keldon Johnson and Tyler Hero were.
No, you're right about. I thought you meant that he was already a freshman in college when we were a senior in high school. This is a little bit more believable.
Yeah, but still, good Lord.
I mean, do we know anybody that's still playing ball that graduated when we did? Okay. But I just
that's so messed up.
What?
No, I don't know anybody.
What are you laughing about?
Go X.
Oh, dude, that is actually not the joke I was making. That's crazy. I was not thinking about that. That is crazy. I was doing a Pavia setup.
Oh, okay. You're talking Pavia. I'm talking Gad.
We just got. I was setting this up for Pavia. Okay, that's funny.
No, yeah, Pavia. Talk a little bit about that.
He just got another year. That's because we just I don't know how he got another year.
I don't either. And did you see the comments by Sarkisian? I know we discussed it a little bit before.
Yeah. Well, no, you told me about it, but
Stark does not like it. He does not like it.
You know who doesn't like it is Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
You seen Pavia's beating him 3 years
who doesn't like it? Mark Stoops.
Yeah.
We got to go to Vandy this year.
Yeah. Well, we got to go to Kroger Field South.
Yeah, true.
We'll be in attendance.
We'll be there.
I'll be there. Anything in Nashville. It could be like the word search world society national meeting in Nashville, and it would give me an excuse to go. And I mean, heck, I can't even read, and I'd go to that. So, but yeah, a lot of interesting. The football. We wanted to do the football show.
We'll do that next week. We'll do that next week.
We need to figure that out because of Christmas. We could do it on Thursday.
We can record it sometime because we'll record it at some point next week because I want everything to settle down a little bit. I want to because
it's hard to be negative when we're bringing, you know what I mean? When we're bringing in all these kids and we're trying to get excited for next season.
No, it doesn't have to be negative. It's kind of where
I'm going to be negative.
Well, I'm going to be negative too.
Not about the portal players, about Mark Stoops.
Yeah, me too. But we can talk about everything that's happened because there's been a lot of news recently.
Calzada, I don't know. The dude lost his job. Didn't lose his job. He did beat Alabama. Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, he was at Auburn and got beat out by freaking TJ Finley.
Mm-hmm.
I
think injuries have also been an issue with him,
and Ashford, and that kid that stinks, too. Like, he was beat out by these not good.
Yeah, I know. He had really good stats at Incarnate World last year. But, I mean, it's an FCS school. You can't really compare the two. But at the same time, Cam Ward came from there. So, it's just
Cam Ward going to be. He was there before Wazoo.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's going to be a wait and see.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that we still have Cutter, right? He didn't transfer. Mm-hmm. We still have him. Okay.
Yeah.
You never know with the portal. Stuff can happen every 2 seconds. The only thing I could think of is Murphy was asking for $1 million or 1.5.
Well, the quote unquote price, I don't know how true it is $3 million.
So think about that. I don't know. Do you know what we paid Calzada ballpark? I don't know.
It was not $3 million.
Well, if it was, someone needs to lose their job. But the only thought to me is they're bringing in Calzada to compete, hoping that Cutter Boldy wins the job.
Yeah, I agree.
If that's the plan, and you want to save money, not paying a really high price tag for a really good quarterback in Murphy, and go get some great players to surround these quarterbacks with, I can get behind that.
I agree.
That'll be one of the discussions we have. But if it was just we like him more than Murphy,
And then Drinkwitz stealing your running back.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Marquise Davis, the highest running back commit in our history, and Hardy from ULM, who is second to Genty on yards after contact.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you lose two running backs that are good running back, like the old school Benny Snell, like good running backs. I don't know. It's been tough, but like you said, I mean, if you're saving to build up your offensive line and like fill up some of these areas where you're really bad, then it makes sense. Because I mean, you got the Nebraska kid that's going to visit this weekend, the running back, Dowdle, and then you got Calzada just committed. You got Kendrick Law was on a visit. He just got a crystal ball prediction for us, which that guy, I like that guy. That guy is going to be a good player. The wide receiver from Alabama.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot of additions. The only problem is you're not really going to know what's going to happen until the fall, because I mean, we got excited last year, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, because eventually you got to hit in the portal. No disrespect to Vandergriff. I think he just retired from football. Like, best of luck to him in life. But I mean, we've missed the last few years in the portal at quarterback, and you got to start hitting. And I mean, is Boley the answer? I mean, against Texas, he looked like a Heisman winner, and then he plays next game, and it's like, ooh, he's and so it's like we got to figure. There are lots to figure out. We'll talk more about it next week. There's a little preview of our
plus an upgraded O-line helps out a quarterback a lot. So hopefully that happens.
So keep drinking bourbon. Keep drinking
NIL bourbon.
Branded NIL bourbon, baby.
We like the big dogs with a big blue wall.
Yes, precisely. Get us a new O-line. Shout out Cam Boff. So that's going to do it for us today. We will come to y'all. Probably we'll throw something out on a Monday before the holiday. Talk about what happened against Ohio State. Give you a little show for the holidays. So we're not going to tell you happy holidays yet. We'll do that on Monday. But hope everyone has a great weekend. I know we will. A lot of fun sports, a lot of stuff to be excited about. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day today, and we will see y'all on Monday right here on the Wildcats Today Podcast.